Stand up for. Let me tell you what. Follow the college prayer.
அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனை திருநாடும் வாசனை போல திசையும் புகழ் வணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே சீதமை இனம் இயங்கு செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துவே வாழ்த்துவே வாழ்த்துவே. நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை எடினொழுகும் சீராரும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமி.
Okay, so let me skip it. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I, Cadet S. Akash, on behalf of One Tamil Nadu Armored Squadron NCC, Dwarakdas Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, welcomes our today's chief guest, Brigadier G. Venu, and welcomes our college secretary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mitra, our principal, Captain Dr. Santosh Babu, our associate NCC officer, Lieutenant G. Somasundra Ori of One Tamil Nadu Armored Squadron NCC, Lieutenant Dr. P. Arlarson, associate NCC officer of I Company NCC Infantry, and other college ANOs, and our aspiring cadets to the 11th National Seminar on Career Opportunity for NCC Cadets. Our college has been conducting this program for past 10 years. This is our 11th year. Today we have 4 informative and enlightening sessions. Before entering into the sessions, I'd like to call upon our Associate NCC Officer, Lieutenant G. Somasundra Ori, to explain about the conference.
Jai Hind. I, Lieutenant G. Somasundra Ori, ANO, One Tamil Nadu Armored Squadron NCC, DG Vaishnav College, as welcome. Brigadier Venu sir, then Associate NCC Officer, Lieutenant Dr. P. Arlarson, 5 Company Infantry, DG Vaishnav College, and our college principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu, our beloved secretary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mundra ji. So this conference is after I take charge. This is the 3rd one as my period. Before that, our college principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu, is brainchild. He used to have a bike rally for so many years. He completed 25,000, more than 25,000 kilometers on bike with NCC cadets. There is also having the second program. It is conducting a national conference on career opportunities for NCC cadets. Then after that, in 2021 and 22 and this year 23, It's the third year in conducting this one. So now, the before when we was there, started the first and second, third up to eighth one. What is the social media is not that much popular. That time, NCC cadets has need some guidelines. So how I can go for a uniform services. So when the 2009, 10, that period and all, the students only know only the SSB. Then the students know only what is will go for a CDS and all. Even is not that a great awareness about what is for NCC entry and all. Then maximum of them is having what is IAS and IPS coaching center. Only these two is a prime objective. Otherwise, only is known to the cadets. As now after the Corona period, so now we have the era of electronic gadgets. Then we have a lot of knowledge. That means unwanted informations. Even we don't want like a YouTube, we click only one channel, continuously is giving suggestions, the deep into the one. But you're not going where you're going. So what is the path? What is the goal? How we can go? So it is data are available. But what is the lack means? So we don't go after going the path, you take a diversion, so many places you're not going. So now the time it is required that the professionals who is giving the training, then what are the main field? What is the requirement? The specialized on that one. So we can call upon them. Then what is the pattern? So how this process of selection is happening? So what is our qualification? Then how I can go? So mainly what is our age? Then what is the qualification? How much mark I should? And what is the selection process mainly? And how I have to work? And what is the right way? This all now the so many academies are training. So we can go for that one. Then here this particular national seminar, we have 4 sessions. The first session is from SSB interview, how we can go, then what are the metrics, everything will do. Second one, we're going for a UPSC and what is the TNPSC, group 1 and group 2. So what are the exams are there, then how we have to prepare, and what is the requirement, really how I can fit, and how I set my goal, and what is the process, everything we do. And third one, so not only these uniform services, sometimes we are not, everybody cannot make it sometimes. Then I want to change my path. So this is not there, but I can go for the financial sector or MNC company. For this, you can call one financial controller is a international reputed company is South Zone Chennai head. Then last one we can going not only we are going this one uniform services, other categories like you can go for custom services, then Indian Coastal Guard, then you can go for IP services, then we go for CPA examinations. Then now our cadets after starting this one, my college, my third year after completing UG degree, now they have different disciplines. Before the study BCom go for MCom or MBA, that only. But my cadets now going for a forensics department, the defense and strategic development, safety management. Then some of them is going for a journalism courses in that specific topic. That and all is a wide scope. After attending the conference, they are interacting with the resource persons. They are getting the new ideas and the new courses. Then really they change and making the prosperous career in their life. So I'm very sure that this seminar will surely help you to decide your career. Then also aware about the different career opportunity after your graduations. So anyway, you are selected, so degree in engineering or in a medical, or if you go for arts and science, even science you go to art or whatever that, then is a basic degree. I can change my career then for my prosperous life. So hope you will enjoy this session. Thank you.
On behalf of One Tamil Nadu Armored Squadron NCC, we request our Associate NCC Officer, Lieutenant G. Somasundar Ori, sir, to felicitate the chief guest. NCC claps. Good. Now I request our Lieutenant Dr. P. Avilosan, sir, of 5 Company NCC Infantry to felicitate the chief guest by college number 2.
NCC clap, Surutta.
Now, the first and foremost seminar of the day will be given by Brigadier G. Venu, ex-president and interviewing officer, SSB Ahmedabad.
Am I audible at the back? Okay. Now, one request, few requests I have. One, there shall be no movement around once I start talking. Anything anybody want to do, please do it now. Once I start, I don't want anybody fidgeting on it. No talking. If there is anything that is more important than what I am telling you today, you may please stand up and get out of the hall. I don't want anybody to be sitting here and, murmuring on to the next steps here. I think if they feel whatever they are doing is more important than what is happening in this during the lecture, they can just leave. I will take no offense of it. I'll only feel happy that one person who is not wanted here has gone off on his own. Okay? Are we ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now people are still trickling in. I would request them, please come ahead and sit down. I'll be grateful if you can fill up the empty seats in front. Kindly get up, fill up the empty seats in front, so that it looks more orderly and something like NCC. Last two rows, just get up on both sides and come ahead.
Last two rows of the roll gap not the row last row at the last two please come back.
Solo per live irukana ipo
Yeah, please sit down. Can we lock the door behind? There is some facility to lock it. Can you bolt the door from inside? I don't want anybody moving out and in and after you. Now, is there some light with one light can be switched on so that I can, see the faces of people whom I am speaking to? Yes. One light, so that the faces are seen. Now, I am talking to ghosts. Yeah, that's good enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Stop, please stop moving around. Yeah, we'll start now. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Oh, you're all dead. I'm a 60-year-old man wishing you here. You can wish with equal dosh. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, that's it. We have made a beginning and you're all woken up. Okay. Today, I'm happy to be among young people. Why? I also feel young at 60, being with you. That's the most important part of today's lecture. Okay. I am, a brief introduction. Everybody has told you that I'm Brigadier Venu and I've been in the SSB, but I thought it wise to tell you a little more about me so that you get into the mood of receiving things. Okay. I am an alumni of Sainik School in Kerala, and I joined the army. I joined the NDA in 1980. Okay. At that time, while I was in school, I was just a guy who was okay in academics, okay in outdoors, and my passion was the army or the armed forces. In my first attempt, I was medically unfit. I couldn't join, for some medical reason. In my second attempt, I could get through that medical unfitness and join. The first time I was 10th in All India merit for NDA, and the second time I was 5th in All India merit. At the same time, while I was doing all this, those days, the 11th standard was the qualification to join NDA, and 11th was the qualification for all other entrance exams like engineering and so on. So at that time, when I got selected to NDA, I also got selected to join IIT Chennai for that matter. And also, I got selected to join the Merchant Navy. Those days, Merchant Navy had only All India 15 seats. In that 15 seats, I was one of them. So when I went out, and in that time, I had also played for Kerala State at the National Schools Basketball Meet, which was held in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so that was my school days. I enjoyed doing all this. Lot of outdoors. I had some role to play in athletics also. I was a decent 400 meters runner, and I used to play, also take part in throw events like discus and javelin. And that's how I spent my childhood while in school. Thereafter, I joined NDA and again was sailing smooth, did everything that could be done, and finally passed out of the IMA in 1983 December. So I got my commission in 83. All this while I pursued my passion for basketball. I was in the NDA basketball team. At that time, in my 5th and 6th semester, I also played for Southern Command basketball team, which doesn't happen normally. If some people take the initiative and let's put some cadets also in, if they are good, that is how I got in there. And I continued my basketball even after my commission for 1 or 2 years, after which I was told, either play basketball or you become an army man. Because if you want to become a fully committed army chap, you cannot be following sports. Then otherwise you become a sportsman in the army. So then you get, your career is not a very professional one. So that's why it is not against anybody. If somebody wants to pursue sports, then you must pursue sports. Mine was, I was a careerist. I joined army because I wanted to be in the army. So my career was that, and I continued playing casual basketball until now. If I get a chance, I still go and play. Yeah, in the army, I had again a wonderful time, been through the thick and thin of it, been across the country from the northernmost part, what you have heard in the news in the last 2 years of Galwan Valley, I was deployed somewhere close to that. And in the south, I was at the Indira Point, which is at Car Nicobar, and the southernmost point of the thing. During tsunami, I was there. And then in the east, I was in Tooting, and in Tooting, there is about 25-30 kilometers off Tooting. There is a pass called Kapangla. Kapangla, next to Kapangla, Indus enters India. The Sangpo River, that is, which flows from China, enters India in next to Kapangla. So I have served there, and south I have served in Tooting, there is a part of India which jets out into Pakistan in the Rajasthan sector, which is supposed to be the northernmost part of the westernmost part of India. So I have been there. I was as a young officer. I was there, and thereafter, when I commanded a brigade, also I was in the same place. So I've been through the entire geography of army, travel left, right, most of the places along the border. I have traveled by a vehicle or on foot and gone from pillar to pillar of the border pillars. Similarly, I was fortunate to have been picked up to be part of the UN. So I was in Lebanon as the chief logistics officer of the UN mission for about a year and a half. Thereafter, based on my performance, I was lucky enough to serve with the United Nations also for about 2 years. Very lucky. Not many people get it. I wouldn't say I was hell of a cat that I was selected, but I was lucky and I went there also. So that's how my life was. Then, when you do good things, sometimes you suffer some accidents and this and that. I had my share of that also. Been through the thick and thin of fighting. I was never part of Kargil. Okay. Many people ask, first thing you meet a person with about 15, 20 years of service, was that very part of Kargil war? I was not part of Kargil war. We are on the fringes of Kargil when the war was taking place. We are deployed, but on the fringes of the theatre of war, and we are preventing it from spreading into other areas of India. So that was our basic task. So that is about myself. I'm happily married with my wife is a postgraduate in English. She worked whenever she could. She was in the educational field, has been teaching English for many schools. She enjoys teaching smaller children. Smaller children means in the range of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, because she believed that is where you can really bring in a change among children. She's the principal of 2-3 schools in the career. She worked for about 15, 18 years. After that, she left it. We got 2 children. My son is a Merchant Navy officer, happily married. Daughter-in-law is doing LM.Tech. My daughter is a lawyer from Symbiosis Law School, now working with Wipro, soon to change over to Infosys as a lawyer. Okay, so that is it. They're all happy. We are still looking for a boy for my daughter. You must know that also. Okay, that is about me. Today we are here to know more about the Indian Armed Forces and how to become part of the Indian Armed Forces. Are you all ready for that? It didn't appear to me when I saw you all trickling that when you walk, there should be a purpose. You shouldn't be a lazy horse which is being drawn into the place. If you don't come, I'll kill you. You should be doing things because you are happy about doing it. That is the first quality that you have to develop in yourself if you have to become part of the armed forces. Why so? It's a passion. It is a way of life. Next slide. It's a way of life. It has. What you do? Just put the slide. Yeah, it's a way of life. It has to grow in your, blood, breath, and everything, your flesh, everything. It has to grow into you, and you have to live it. Then only you will enjoy it. Otherwise, it is not just a career. It is not a career that you will go at 9 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock you can come back home. It is 24/7, 365 days. Even while you are on leave, you are responsible for your job. You cannot get away saying that, sir, I was on leave, so I'm not responsible. No way. You are not devoid of the responsibility if you are on leave or if you are not present. Maybe your responsibility can be slightly scaled down, but you are still responsible. You are responsible for everything under your charge, even while you are on leave. That's why I said it's a way of life. You got to live it 24/7. Otherwise, it is not the place. If somebody is just joining the armed forces that you can draw a pay and live in comfort, it is not the place. It's a tough life, it's a challenging life, but if you enjoy all of this, that is the place for you. You cannot otherwise live in the armed forces and think that you have done justice. Everything. You are dealing with human beings and their life and their families. It is not like, that is why I say it is not like any other job. You are responsible for every man. Even if a small cut comes on his body, you are responsible, leave alone his life. If life and injuries are involved, you are responsible for his family also. What will come of his wife and children, or husband and children, all that is your responsibility. You can't wash your hands off. And therefore, you have to work, and work every time, and you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you will give up. That's why I said it's a way of life. Next slide. It's a life less ordinary. Please watch the video for a while. You may have seen it, but repetition, not.
What are you looking at? What are you dreaming? What are you hoping for? A bigger life? A better life? Or a life worth remembering? Truth is, you can study all you want and learn nothing. You can work very, very hard and never bear the fruit of your labor. You can try and try and try and never be good enough. Or you can keep watching. Because the next few minutes will show you a brief glimpse, not of the life you could lead, but of the one you should have. You don't spend this life doing things. You do things to earn it. This is a life where every day isn't every day. This is a career at India's most exciting workplace, the life of an officer of the Indian Army. A life less ordinary. The NDA doesn't just give you a bachelor's degree. It takes young boys fresh out of school and turns them into gentlemen and scholar warriors. From wielding guns to 25-kilometer runs, to lessons in team spirit and leadership, it is India's most meaningful undergraduate program. Give it 3 years and it'll give you 3 words to live by. Service before self. That's a life well begun. Let's take it to the next level. The Indian Military Academy, the IMA. Warfare, tactics, camaraderie, and brotherhood. The IMA trains you in the ways of an officer. Not only does it sharpen your combat skills, it hones your instincts and polishes your intent. The IMA teaches you to manage time, men, and moments of crisis. It turns aspiring soldiers into well-rounded gentlemen, armed with valor and wisdom. For the country, for life. And this life gives you a third chance to make it your own. The Officers Training Academy, the OTA, where both lady and gentleman cadets train for 49 weeks to dedicate 10 to 14 years of youthful vigor to the nation as commissioned officers. Once you complete your tenure, you can opt for a permanent commission, as many do. But that's for later. Now you're an officer. Congratulations. You've earned a career at India's most exciting workplace. What next? What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A uniform, a gun, or the opportunity to be everything you want to? The Indian Army offers you the career you want to pursue.
Yeah, that is a brief goes to see what is expected, what you can expect when all these things happen. But it's a lot of hard work. Which is, precision comes to milliseconds. Okay, you saw the parades happening. It is counted to the last step. That this march past will take so many seconds. One would wonder how do they do it? Because at that time, especially at the India parade, there are flypasts. The flypasts are so timed that when the colors are saluting the president, the shadow of the aircraft falls on that color. So if the aircraft flies in from hundreds of kilometers away to match that, if that timing goes by 2 steps, the shadow won't fall. So it is calculated to that precision. So is everything else. It is precision by practice that we learn. So it is that you have to be prepared. Coming to that, now the aim today is to introduce you to avenues that are there available to you to join the armed forces. And to tell you how to reach them. Okay, the next. There are 2 avenues which are there to join the armed forces. There is nothing to note down. listen and register. This classroom mentality must go. All of you keep listening and keep writing down as if somebody is going to ask me what is the number of officers. What you have to register is what is being told, what you cannot write down. Okay, please listen to this carefully. You can become an officer. The qualifications, the minimum qualification is 10+2 and upwards. There are various, you can be a graduate, you can be a postgraduate, you can be a doctorate. Age limit is a criteria to join the armed forces, to join the unit. Now, if somebody is, feels that, that is, I want to join, I don't have that kind of equipment to join as an officer, you got an avenue to become an Agniveer. The new was it, earlier it was soldier recruitment, now it is Agniveer. Agniveer, again, is from 8th standard, basic qualification for majority of the population is 10th standard. 8th standard is for, some tradesmen, like, your chef, your hairdresser, and some trades at the lower rung of the thing. It is 8th standard. Otherwise, 10th standard becomes the basic qualification to look at a career in the armed forces and all the unit. Okay. So, if that be so, how do we prepare for this? Let's see the officer cadet. Go to the next slide. The next is officers, how to join the armed forces as an officer. We'll concentrate on that, and I will also give you a brief introduction to become an Agniveer. Okay. Now let's look at the officer cadre. There are two types of entries into the armed forces as officers. One is a UPSC entry, and the other one is a non-UPSC entry. Besides that, there is a special entry, but that special entry is only for people who are already serving in the army as Jawans, JCOs, etc. But for all of you who are following the direct approach, it is UPSC or non-UPSC. At the level of the UPSC,